Okay.
looking at Felix and John.
Where we last left off. The party making the decision to... Well, the party deliberated after meeting this elvish man on what their next move was. The somewhat young drow Tenebrae convinced them that it would be in their best interest to at least take a look at the drow city that had been attacked by a dragon, as well as other dragonborn and half-dragon forces.
Who's crumpling their shit directly into their mic?
It's nowhere near my mic, I'm sorry, I didn't think it would pick up.
Oh, okay.
The party heading towards this... well, I suppose I'm recapping the last two sessions because we haven't done much. The party heading towards this drow citadel made their way through the mushroom forests, past the fields of hallucinogenic mushrooms, some of them picking up a few. They came across the gate to the drow city. Staying in what could be counted as a tree line for this mushroom forest, they saw multiple, 3 guards that were standing guard and with guard drakes at their sides. Whilst deliberating what they were trying to do, the guard spotted one of the members, and a fight broke out. After some intense fighting and a little bit of necromancy, the party had cleared out what was there at the front gate, and they had a direct shot into the drow city. That is where we last left off. You are all now standing there, the rush of battle has calmed, and ahead of you are these monolithic stone walls, certain parts of them with strange carving carved into them, as well as the archway where the doors were. You see these, a few runes carved up round the top. Most of you see they seem almost like they're gibberish. What are you all doing?
Can I cast comprehend languages to see if I can understand what the carvings mean?
Go ahead.
Thank you.
So as
I will need to touch them, so I'm going to walk over to them and touch them.
okay, walking over to the large gate, placing your hand upon them, you're muttering the incantation under your breath. Your eyes sort of glaze over slightly before they return back to their normal hue, as you see a lot of these are different types of warding. It seems different glyphs that are in reference to like sort of like different things like undead, like fiendish things, sort of like wards to keep things out. They seem quite strong. You feel as you place your hand upon them, this soft hum coming out of them.
So it appears as though these symbols are trying to keep something out of whatever this area is. Which makes me believe that maybe there might be a few of them running around, so we should kind of stay on guard.
Of course, but if they're trying to keep something out, then that means there must be something worth protecting.
Well, it's true.
It might mean that they don't want to be invaded.
Well, it's possible that they only don't want to be invaded, but it is also possible that there is something that they wish to protect that is possibly useful.
No doubt about that. All I'm saying is just keep your guard up, because if they felt the need to prevent things from coming in, which means they have tried before.
Yes, of course.
Yes, me and Kareth could make some of us invisible, which could be useful. Do you think that's a good idea?
Yes,
Or-
but we only have a limited number of spells.
Yes. Maybe it'd be best to conserve energy. Yes. Well, shall we carry on forward then?
Yes.
What?
Um,
I'm doing fucking D&D.
Oh, taking it down. Oh,
Can I tell my zombies to just stand? There's a gate here, right?
Yes, it's you see. There's what seems to be this this large gateway with one of the doors that seems to have been blown off of its hinges. The other one sort of off one of the large sort of stone hinges, sort of leaning forwards, but not fallen down yet. The other one is laying flat on the ground. You see, you see around the arch of these same runes and symbols.
I would command my zombies to stand guard, and if they come across any hostile forces, to make as much noise as is physically possible while attempting to fight them off. Basically, so we know if someone follows us.
Okay. How do you describe hostiles to them?
Something that tries to attack them.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, the hostile is attacks them.
Okay.
Because they're too stupid to tell if it's trying to bring harm to us.
Okay. So as you dictate this to your the zombified bodies of these half dragons, all of them sort of swaying slightly, listening to you as then their sort of lumbering bodies move at different parts, standing guard.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna like start heading towards start heading forward, but I'm gonna kind of sneak.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check.
Okay. Oh. Oh my god.
Rory, wait.
Oh, what is it?
We shouldn't draw attention to ourselves in this place, especially seeing current events.
Right.
I'm gonna once again pass without trace.
Okay.
Alright.
Again, the similar movements as before. You crouching down, placing just 2 fingers onto the ground. It's this almost like a drop of water. This ripple coming out in the shadows. All of you go ahead and add a +10 to your stealth rolls of this roll if you all do stealth.
Are we all going to roll stealth?
That's up to you.
Well, what would everyone else like to do? I'm in favor of moving stealthily.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
that would
that's
be
a
a
good
good
idea.
Okay.
Okay, all of you roll stealth.
Ooh.
Okay. Spencer, what did you get?
31.
31. Mistral?
27.
Oberon?
17.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
That's probably fine.
I
Rory,
rolled a
what did you get?
2.
What did you get, Rory?
Oh, 25.
Cyril?
29.
I got
Tara?
such a bad roll.
I got 34.
Wait, Rory, what did you get?
25. I have +8. Normally,
Plus-
+18.
I have plus 15 and I got a 17.
You've plus
Yeah.
15, did you say?
Yeah, because I've
Well,
got
he has
plus
plus
5
5.
to stealth,
Right.
and
I
then
also have plus 15.
and then plus
Right,
10.
yeah, I
to the-
forgot. I was like, wait, oh no, yeah, pass that trace, okay. I was about
Yeah.
to say, fucking what? Okay. Alright, I've got all your stealth checks. Alright. So, as you all staying as stealthy as humanly possible. Let me just. I forgot to roll one on. Okay. Okay. As you all continue forwards, what do? You. Staying as quiet as you can, walking through this large archway. Some of you notice that there are significant damages to a lot of the structures around. You see multiple what seem to be corpses littering around multiple places of drow and dragonborn alike. You see where parts of large spires of this place, these sort of strange looking but still recognizable as to be residential housing. Some parts of them have been torn down. You see some of the larger buildings seem to have had these large sort of tears dragged into them, as almost like when a dragon has landed on them. You see certain parts of buildings still on fire. You see large plumes of smoke coming out of different parts from further along down to the very far left of the city. You see directly ahead as this sort of city sort of slopes upwards towards this large palace-like building with these large sort of spires that sort of connect down into stalactites. And you see a good few of them are broken and have fallen over and have crushed different parts of the city themselves. And you see sort of in the distance what seem to be like through the the columns of smoke. You see what seems to be a decently large winged creature, though as of current its colour is not recognizable.
Right, I suggest we don't walk towards that thing.
You know what? I'm having
think you might be right there.
strange inclination to agree with you on this, Troy.
I don't know what it is. Call it intuition, I guess, but something tells me that wouldn't be a good idea.
Yes.
Tenebrae. Oh,
Is it we need to go?
Oh wait, actually, can I use?
Go on.
Can I use my the detect magic?
Okay, yeah. So as you the similar feeling as you seeing through your left eye, as you looking around in the 30 foot radius, you don't see necessarily anything. You see the gateway and part of the wall you can see is relatively magical, with multiple different types of enchantment magic as well as a few things of evocation and necromancy. So different charms and spells that have been carved into and are sort of lingering around this this wall and gateway.
Okay.
What were you saying, Terry?
No. So, Tenebrae. Where is it we need to go?
Well, I would appreciate it if I could see something further into the city, but I know that all of you would want something in return, so I would know how to get into at least part of the treasury, if it has not already been completely run dry.
Mm.
The only issue is that that would be a prime target for a dragon, as it had a relatively large amount of gold inside it.
I feel like I understand like money is great and everything, guys, but I think we should prioritize Tenebrae and Tereth above that, considering they are most likely wanted men. I mean, we can always make money somewhere else, unless you guys really want to.
Well,
Money would a bit of money would be useful to get us along the road and potentially help us to take this back at some
We
point.
could see if we could get
You cut out, Josiah.
did he? Oh, no. Said we could see if we could get a little closer.
Yeah,
He cut out for me as well.
he's frozen for me and he's not talking.
Oh,
Oh.
Okay.
Sorry, video is messing with my internet really badly.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I said I would be interested in getting a little closer if possible, at least.
Man, how funny would it have been if we had walked through the fiend warding gates and like someone couldn't get through? I was like, oh, plot twist! One of you guys are a fiend.
maybe the gate just doesn't work anymore.
Ooh.
Maybe.
You don't know.
Maybe.
What you all doing?
I guess, yeah, gesturing for Tenebrae to lead the way to hopefully our death.
Right.
Don't worry, guys. I can cast Animate Dead on any of you if you die.
Oh, how fun! I can't wait.
I can't wait to
You
become
could-
a zombie.
You can become a zombie entirely under my control.
Would I
It'll
still be able
amazing,
to
guys.
fly?
Maybe.
No, you'll have a zombie's hit points and stat block.
Yeah, but it's fine. That's a minor side detail. Come on, it's gonna be
My
fine.
wings don't have to die.
It's fucking live wings.
Yeah, they just carry my dead body to my grave.
No, they carry you to heaven.
And
Or to
like,
hell, I don't know.
probably hell.
No, her talons
You
do that.
don't
She
know
just her
what Rory's
arms just
done.
start crawling and like scratching to the ground and just dig a hole. Anyway, as Tenebrae
You
sort
make
of
me choke on
nodding
my
at
orange
you,
juice.
Tenebrae nodding at you,
I'm sorry.
Tereth, he sort of begins moving through the streets, sort of keeping low, keeping in the shadows, heading towards the centre large place. The large sort of palace-looking place in the centre of the city. Well, in the far end of the city, if I... Sorry.
I would like to keep an eye out for alive people.
Okay, roll me a perception check.
Alive people, yes, that's a good thing.
I love alive people.
Well, that's a 9.
Looking around you, trying to look for any signs of life in the current area, you scout over, you see what one of the things catches your eye of this this person who seems to have been trapped underneath one of the buildings that has just crumpled down. You see, like, it's a drow man with relatively old-looking features, so you can assume they're rather old. You see there sort of like one of their arms was like sort of crushed underneath, as well as like a decent part of their body going down to about the middle of the spine, and their legs downwards are completely underneath a large piece of rubble. As you sort of look at them, your eyes just sort of can't tear away for a good minute, and then you finally look away. There's an eerie silence to the city, in the citadel. This almost symphony of echoing crackles of fire in the distance, as well as the very distant wing beats of that large winged creature off to the far left through the smoke. There doesn't seem to be any screaming or shouting, just silence. And all of your footsteps echoing in your ears as you all continue forwards.
So, Tenebrae. Yeah, Tenebrae. Where to?
It's a little further.
Okay.
This was people's home. As he just sort of turns his head and looks around at the multiple bodies that are easily visible, it almost just seems... It seems too efficient. It seems that they weren't prepared, which...
They weren't.
appears not. As you all begin to come closer to the large palace-like place, you see in the distance what seems to be a large group of dragonborn and half-dragons, as well as multiple drakes, guard drakes and ambush drakes alike.
Can I make a guess as to how many there are?
Yeah, you would guess that there's more than 50.
Oh.
There is a decent group there.
Oh.
They are all sort of congregating around this sort of one place towards the front, as they're all what seems to be this sort of makeshift almost a guard position, as you hear the vague noises of a singular person talking. It's still relatively in the distance, though, and you don't think you've been seen yet.
So we can't make out what they're saying?
Not unless you strain to hear, or at least try to hear. None of your passive perceptions pick it up.
Use your long elf ears to hear better.
I don't think D&D works like that. I'm not sure, though.
It honestly should.
What do your elven eyes see?
Just detach
Yeah, I
your
think
ear.
that's just Legolas.
Just detach
300
your ear and
horsemen.
extend
Their
it
blonde
over
hair
to the
flowing in the
group.
morning sun.
Just chuck it.
Yeah. Take it off and just
Do a Weasley twins.
hope no cats eat it this time.
Crookshanks was a sociopath, changed my mind. Anyway, what are you all doing?
Wrong with the useless character, change my mind.
More evil than Voldemort. He was a true villain.
As you all
As the party
still...
begins to sidetrack again.
As you're still slowly creeping closer to the congregation.
how close are we at the moment?
You're still a good few 100 feet off.
Can I try and listen in? Or do
Go
I
ahead
think
and
it'll be
roll a
too far?
perception check. You reckon if you everyone sort of stood still and you could try to strain to hear, you could probably hear it.
That's an 18.
18. Okay. You hear quite an echoed, faint sound of what seems to be orders being given out by this sort of. You can't make out the voice necessarily, but you can make out the sort of echoes of the words. And the general gist is that they are setting up watchmen and things to make sure that no drow are still in the city, and that they're making a complete sweep of the city.
Okay.
And they, you hear sort of a vague thing of groups of 3 with 2 drakes each.
Okay. I'm gonna whisper to the others. I think they're setting up watchmen, so that they can make sure there are no drow left in the city.
Michelle's gonna look at Tenebrae and then kind of like ruffle through her bag to get out the Watcher's cloak from before and kind of give it to him and kind of gesture that he cover up as much as possible.
He looks at you and pulls over his own hood and tightens his cloak. You see,
Okay, but you see, my cloak.
It's this black sort of.
Double cloak, double disguise.
Yeah.
Just wear one of them backwards and cover the face as well.
Just be blind. That'll work.
Yeah.
He
So
sort
let's
of.
put you in this bag,
Got
okay,
little
I'll be
slits
fine.
for your eyes.
He sort of. Thank you, but I think I'll be fine.
Okay, but you see, this cloak is kind of a watchman's thing, and I don't think there are very many trials working in the Watchmen if they have anything to do with whatever happened to the Dragonborn. So I feel like they'd be a lot less suspicious.
Or they might be a lot more suspicious.
You know what, Mistral? I could wear that cloak if you want someone to wear it so bad. I don't mind having double cloak, you know? I would be fine with that.
Guys, shush, they're gonna hear us. Yeah, we need to be quieter.
I'm proud of you, Cyril.
I don't think they're allied with the Watchers, so wearing a Watcher cape wouldn't be of much use.
I'm gonna take the cloak anyway from Mistral and put it on.
Okay. It's a bit weird with your wings. It's like you have to sort of really
how
like.
kind of conspicuous compared to Rory's normal clothes.
It's not that much more. Like Rory's clothes are usually like a bright like have blues in them. They're not exactly conspicuous exactly, but
Rory.
this is like
Blue, yellow, and orange. I'm like, I can't remember.
she's like 5 foot 3 or 4 foot something.
Oh, okay. I thought she would be much smaller, and then it'd be quite comical for just a tiny
Thank you,
bird
Rory.
to be
This is
going
why you're
around
my
with a massive
favorite.
cloak.
Yeah,
I'm also your daughter.
The cloak looks a bit like someone wearing a coat over a backpack.
I'm just gonna tuck the cloak behind my wings so that my wings can still like.
Okay, so it now looks like a really thin cape.
Yeah.
I'm just like in the corner, like covering my mouth, trying not to laugh out loud.
Anyways, we should
Cut
probably
that,
get
I clicked on
moving
the
before
images
people come
channel.
here.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
I didn't want to see all.
So ahead of you, you will see. It seems to be a Rory. You know this as the same route that the guards took you down when you first came here.
Okay.
Towards the palace area. You will see what seemed to be what used to be at least a few stalls that were up, sort of selling like sort of precious gems that, they were selling precious gems. You now see they've sort of been turned over.
Are the
and
gems still there?
Go ahead and make a perception check or an investigation check, either or. Wait, are you going over to them and like looking in the things, or are you just sort of taking a glance?
I'll kind of walk over them slightly, walk over to them slightly, but not just to kind of browse.
Okay, give me an
Okay.
investigation check.
Okay, that's a 14.
14. You sort of look over them, and you can't really see any of the gems that you did see previously.
Okay, there's nothing there?
Not that you can see.
Alright. I'll go back to the rest of the party.
Okay. You all see there's a significant amount of rubble that's sort of fallen in the road. You'd have to sort of climb over it a bit to keep going through. It's about 45 feet off from where you are. You see a crumpled down building where the front of it has just sort of crumpled downwards into this sort of large pile of rubble. And you can see a few different floors that seem to be these circular rooms inside of the buildings. You can see the sort of the structure of them, so you can see what seems to be like a bed chambers, and in a few of them it's just the rubble has just been the front of the building has just fallen down. You can see a few corpses that have littered around. This just seem to be normal people. You see a few guards that have just been sort of trapped underneath the rubble. No, this is sort of the road before the palace. And ahead a good few hundred feet are that large congregation of dragonborns and half-dragons, who now seem to be slightly dispersing, but not completely scattering.
So do we want to get closer to them, or to hear what they're saying?
Well, where are you trying to get to, Tenebrae? Do we need to go past them to get there?
Yes, we would need to get past them. It would. The treasury is the nobility and the royalty all live in the palace together, technically, though in different parts of the palace. And the treasury is also in there.
Is there no other way to get in?
There are a few ways to get in, but all of them have to get past that large group.
What are the chances of there being nobility hiding inside the vault?
I'm not sure. There might be. It depends. That is the palace is exactly where they attacked first. They all scoured their way. The dragons made their way over to there first. I was in the gardens, so I managed to get away.
Perhaps we could hide in some of these buildings and wait for the dragonborns to move past us, and then try and move in when there's a smaller group at least waiting there to get past.
Perhaps. I mean, Spencer cast his spell, so perhaps we could just get past them while they're all there.
How
They're all there.
thick is the crowd?
It's starting to disperse, but it's still pretty thick. You see a lot of dragon iconography on the different pieces of armor. You see lots of quite decent armor, lots of sort of different half plates and a few full plate mail ones.
Are they all dragonborns?
A lot of them are dragonborns. Yes, you see a few half dragons, and you actually see a few kobolds that seem to be sort of riding almost like with these saddles on top of the guard drakes.
It's Kip.
The majority of
the
there's a very wide diversity of the different colours of dragonborn as well, and half dragon. The half dragons stand at least a few, like a foot or two or a foot and a half taller than the dragonborn, so it's relatively easy to pick them out.
Okay.
Sorry, you said there were like over 100 there, didn't you?
There's at least more than 50.
Oh, okay.
There could be well more. Though.
Basically, we shouldn't go fight them.
I would wager that it's too high of a risk for all of us to slip by when there is a group that
Should
large.
we create a distraction? Maybe.
Perhaps
That
I'm not
could
exactly
be a-
sure how.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is whatever is inside there?
I wouldn't say it's worth dying over, but it is relatively important.
Is
Do I
it
know what
something
bullshit they
sentimental?
It's both sentimental and political. If the Dragonborns had
Okay.
it, they would be. Any survivors would be completely demoralized.
Do I know what it is, Nova?
You would have an idea of maybe what he's talking about, though.
Can you message me
Yeah,
at some point?
I can do that. Just give me a second. I'll do it next time you guys are full roleplay.
Well, I could try and go back and get my zombies, and they could cause a distraction. Unless anyone's got any other ideas.
Alright, so our options are sneak inside, talk our way inside, or cause a distraction and walk inside. Those are our 3 options. Now, only one of them kind of sounds like a good idea. I'm going to be honest with you guys.
You know, we could do what we did with Daniels and steal someone and then get them to take us inside somehow.
Is Daniel
I-
directly in earshot right
Yes, he is just sort of. He's sort of standing
No,
there.
the illusion is finally broken.
It was broken a
while
ago.
No, I'm more.
He's just
I was gonna say
accepted he's our
something if he
pet
wasn't
now.
standing there.
I think that's called slavery, I'm going to be honest.
That's the thing.
Look, he wanted to come, okay?
I'm not gonna
Then it's
Drown-
intentionally,
They
but-
didn't say no. No matter what lies we fed him, you know.
Ooh, I've got an idea.
I'm not gonna think
Um,
genuinely. That's kind of weird.
They can hear us. Shut the fuck up.
Oh no.
As sort of Tenebrae sort of crouching down, as you can see now, the large group is dispersing more, and you see a decent wave that seemed to be coming in your direction.
Okay,
Okay,
is there like a
quickly,
building
can I
we can
see-
go into?
Say again.
Mr.
You both
Okay.
spoke at the same time.
Oh, after you, Leah.
Oh, I was just gonna say, is there a building we can go into?
You see there are a few buildings that sit like the rubble has sort of been has ruined the building enough that you could probably like sort of squeeze in into the bottom floor, or maybe like climb up into the top floor.
Okay. Paris, go.
No, I was thinking about it and it wouldn't work. Ignore me.
Oh,
I
okay.
had an idea, but it was a bad one.
I'm gonna try and get into the building and kind of beckon the others to follow me.
Okay. You sort of can like fly up onto it, and with relatively ease. Everyone else, you sort of have to climb a bit, but it's not too difficult. And with your stealth checks, none of you really like Josiah, you sort of like a few like rocks sort of fall down and make a slight noise, but not too much. There's a massive crowd about it. So,
Not noticeable. Good.
no. As you all sort of try to climb up, you see
100 for all of the things that are trying to see us.
as you sort of see a large group of what seem to be a mixture of half dragons and dragonborn, as well as a few kobolds that are either like some of the kobolds seem to be like have these sort of like almost like slingshot type things or like really small little crossbows, and sort of like are like with these little straps sort of attached onto like part of like one of the half dragon's armor or something, or are like with a little perch, or are riding the drakes as they all come over. I'm just going to do okay. As they all sort of walking past, some of them sort of sniffing, some of them sort of turning their head, some of them they seem to be scanning as well, but they all seem to be breaking off. Like as you see, sort of like they sort of spread out across different streets, and all sort of a few of them taking a corner at a time, usually in groups of 3. You see a few that seem to like sort of climb up slowly up on the roofs and rooftops, and scouring across the roofs as you sort of see this large cloud disperse a lot more and become much more of a spread out force.
Should we sit here for a bit and just wait for them to kind of like spread out a bit more, to make it a lot easier to get past them without anyone seeing?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long do you wait?
Until we can kind of see like the best opportunity when there's not a lot of people, I would guess.
You wait for about 15 minutes, and you notice that a good few of the large crowd has dispersed and is now sort of roaming the different streets. A few of them checking some houses, though the house that you're in has not been checked yet. You all sort of occasionally picking out and looking about. You do see that there's a small group that are sort of around the around the front, at least the front gate of the palace, but there doesn't seem to be many around. The large sort of force that you saw, Rory, it seems to be elsewhere.
Right, well, if we're gonna go before the spell ends, we should probably go now.
Oh yeah, I forgot there was a time limit to the spell.
Yes, we should really make haste. Let's go now. And I'm gonna start making to leave the house that we're in.
Okay.
Yeah,
Definitely
I'm gonna
still,
follow.
of course, but
Okay.
should we roll my stealth roll, or are we gonna use the old ones?
I'll say, considering you've all been waiting and not been doing much for a bit, I'll say roll stealth again.
Okay, still with the advantage from the spell?
Still with the same advantage, yes. Because it doesn't matter, right?
Oh yes! Oh yes! 35.
Do you get?
I got a 20. I'm happy. I'm happy.
Okay, Spencer,
Well done.
what did you get?
I got a 24.
Mistral?
16.
God, that was worse than Daniel's last one. Oberon?
35.
Rory?
3.
33?
Yeah.
Cyril?
I thought you said 53, and I was like, what the fuck?
Jeez.
I have like plus 20, plus 30, I mean. Like,
What the fuck are you, that new rogue character that I made for this campaign? That's a joke. That's only a plus 17. Anyway, what'd you get, Cyril?
20.
Sarah?
20, I think. No, 30.
And let me roll for your NPCs.
All 11 of them.
Oh my fucking god, how did... Oh my god.
Wait, we don't have 11 NPCs yet.
Uh-oh.
Was I not the lowest roll?
Oh god. Daniel?
It's the Daniel's dying. Good work.
Daniels might die.
Ah!
If he dies, that's on him.
What is in total?
Dude, if you die, that's on you, bro.
Oh, did I not make that clear?
1! No, but he has a plus 10.
Yes,
How do you?
What?
So he
There's
rolled a 10 in total.
He got
He
a
rolled
10.
a what?
He got a 10. He has a
Oh.
-1. And he rolled a natural 1.
Oh no.
He got a
Oh,
10!
Oh my
No.
Daniel's why?
Dude, this is when we get punished for having a bunch of weak NPCs on our team.
You are.
I'm just gonna walk over to Daniel and just, okay, listen.
You don't know.
If you get discovered, right? We're not coming back for you. We're gonna throw you at them and make a run for it.
He's sort of
Yeah, Daniel.
his face turn. He like his eyes widen as he sort of just like. You see his hands slightly shaking as he sort of moves over to Tenebrae, and you just hear a slight. I agree. Yeah.
Oh no! Daniel!
Am I just a scary character now?
You've been so mean to the NPCs.
It's playful bullying, okay? Let me just stop being
It's
wussy.
not. There's nothing playful about that bullying.
Playful, Paris. You just said you'd leave him to die, and you meant it.
Yeah.
You literally go. You literally heard the tone of voice like I can fucking kill you, sort of thing. Like.
Die! This is very, very good.
Not that any of
When
the
I was
characters
his
were
age-
actually there, but let's all remember when Paris introduced me, or introduced herself to me in the forest full of shrooms.
I'm gonna go for a sec.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I think you might have been high.
Yes, but
I
Daniel is
definitely
completely
was.
harmless.
What?
Okay.
Anyway,
One day, I swear to God, I'm gonna show up to D&D fucking high. Just see how it goes.
Whoa,
And how
fucking
long it
dragon,
takes Nova
bro. Like-
See how long it takes Nova to notice.
Oh, I won't notice, bro.
That depends how high.
Okay. If he's like absolutely baked, it's like, all right, what did you get for your stealth check? Like a fucking 1 and a 0 at night. Have you ever thought about how 1s and 0s are kind of like the best ends of the spectrum or some? I don't know. I've only ever hung around people who are absolutely fucking baked, so I wouldn't really know what slightly high is. Anyway. All right. So. You are, after waiting a bit, the coast seems somewhat clear. There seems still is a few guards out, but not as nearly as many.
Alright, so we're gonna try and sneak past them.
Okay.
I'm glad to
Try,
not be the worst
yeah.
Oh,
stealth in
wait,
the group
yeah.
anymore now.
Did they low roll? I mean, did they roll low?
So, as you were all creeping forwards, Daniel's sort of occasionally tripping and sort of as every time he trips, he's sort of like scared. He glances over at Mistral and then sort of like tries to hurry his pace.
Oh my God, Mistral, you're such a bitch.
She's gone from like harmless trickster to actually fucking scary, like an actual
Listen,
bad
okay.
person.
I care about everyone on my team, okay? I would murder for you, but if you get me dead, I'm coming back for
If
you.
you slightly inconvenience me, I will kill you and your bloodline.
I will curse
Oh no,
your
I already
entire
took care of
bloodline.
the bloodline last month.
Fucking DM noises. Anyway,
Listen, if I can't have a bloodline, then you can't either.
Listen, if I can't have a best friend, then you can't either.
It is.
anyways, so seeing or the route ahead, Tenebrae sort of leading, sort of staying as quiet as he can, and all of you doing your best to stay quiet. You all head towards one of the sort of side doors that seems to have a few less guards attending it, and a few more pieces of rubble as one of the towers that was made into a stalactite, had fallen down and had given a good bit of cover as you all sort of head over and hiding sort of on the other side of it from the guards and the door. You can hear the guards sort of slightly. They just seem to be quite quiet. They don't seem to be talking about anything. They just seem to be looking about. You see, they've got two kobolds with them, as well as a guard drake, and they both seem to be decently armored. One of them's a dragonborn. One of them is a half dragon. The kobolds seem to sort of slightly be messing around. Like they seem to be sort of one of them sort of. Seems to be trying to pickpocket one of the dragonborn that's standing guard, and the other one is sort of trying to trip them up while they do it. But yeah. Other than that, you've snuck around and didn't seem to be noticed.
Daniels really didn't get noticed.
Okay, so it's the thing of group stealth checks of if more than a certain amount of the enemies see someone, then they will see, then you're noticed, sort of thing, to make it fair.
Okay, good. So we don't instantly die.
Yeah, it's the thing of if you don't, so you don't instantly get noticed.
Mm-hmm.
So.
So are we still outside, or do we get in the building?
You're outside, but you are on the opposite side of what seems a large amount of rubble that one of the towers has been sort of fallen down and sort of crushed a good part of the structure of the building, as well as has provided some cover. You're on the other side. On the other side of it, there is a group of a small group of guards outside a door. A side entrance into the outer layers of the palace.
Right, so Tenebrae, where do you reckon we should go from here?
I reckon that we should distract these guards there and sneak in behind them.
Okay, what are you thinking? Should we throw a rock? Or...
I don't do this.
Right, everyone else, what do you think? Should we throw a rock?
Rocks are good. Yeah.
Oh, should we throw a stick? Maybe they'll play fetch with the little fire drakes.
But rocks, I feel like, will do more harm, and we don't like these people.
We're not gonna throw it.
Just bounce off.
We're not gonna throw it at them. We're not gonna throw it at them.
But don't we hate them?
Yes, but we want them to leave because we don't want to see them. We don't want them to come and investigate the flying rock.
Well, wouldn't they investigate it anyway? Even if it didn't hit them.
So everyone except Rory, should we throw a rock?
I just want to say I've just come back from getting dinner and I have no idea what's going on.
What do you think, guys? I mean, she clearly doesn't care about my opinion.
Oh no, I care about it so much that I want to save it for like the right moment to make it
Oh,
special.
oh, thank you. That means so much to me.
This is going on my special pile of ideas that we can use for later.
I asked and then you did the throw a rock, so it's even further away from us.
You could just kill them.
With a rock. Perfect idea.
I'm just gonna place my hand over Rory's mouth. Just very, very comfortingly. I'm gonna like put my arm around her shoulder with my one arm, and then the other hand's just gonna go to her mouth.
Okay, you
So,
try,
like,
you
kinda,
try,
like,
you try to
tapping her
grab
with
over her beak. It has a varying degree of success.
So with Mage Hand,
And then
can I make it disappear after I've used it?
like, shh, there, everything's okay. Sorry, Tarek,
Really
please
doesn't draw
continue.
attention.
We need to buy Rory a muzzle.
Kidnap me.
Can I make Mage Hand disappear straight after I've used it?
You can dismiss it as a bonus action, I believe.
Well, no one's saying anything, so I'm throwing a rock. Is there like, can I?
Okay, where do you throw the rock?
I'm gonna throw it and like, so in the opposite direction of where we are. That's a building, correct?
It's an action. to
So
repeat it.
across from where you are is this so it's this sort of circular area of where it's no like sort of like a more open area leading it up towards the palace. But after that there is a what seems to be what seems to be more housing. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna throw it. I'm gonna throw it actually to the left of us because we need to go straight. So I wouldn't want to throw it in the way we need to go. Is there like a wall to the left of us or something? Because that would be embarrassing if it just hits a wall and bounces back to us.
There's to your left currently where you are crouched down is there is this it'll be on the other side of, so they're essentially on your right, so you're there. There's a large pillar that is the large tower that has fallen down, and then they are sort of there outside the door. And so
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take an okay size of rubble, nothing too heavy, but something that will definitely make a noise.
Better have.
And I'm gonna yuck it
Okay.
as far as I can away from us.
Roll me.
Maybe if I can get it into like a window of like one of the houses on the street, they go into that.
Okay. Yeah. There's these sort of like weirdly sort of darker shaded windows on one of the more intact houses. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Roll to hit. Okay, just an unarmed strike.
I would say roll a d20 with your dexterity modifier.
Okay, yes, that makes more sense.
Is a rock a finesse weapon? No, I would say don't you add your proficiency modifier though, because you don't have improvised weapon, do you?
I don't. I wish I did.
What did you roll?
Guys, Daniel's dead.
That's an 8.
Okay, so as you pick up this piece of rock, you sort of you clutch it in your hand, you ready yourself, you lean back, you throw, and then aiming for the window as it hurls towards, you see it about halfway towards the window. As
I told you you should have aimed
as
for
one of the guards sort of turning his head, seeing this rock sort of like tick, and obviously going in that sort of direction. He sort of looks around. You hear
hide
like
now.
sort of shuffling as that one guard sort of steps over towards it.
Hide, guys.
Can we hide?
You're already stealthed.
Can we double stealth?
I heard it works if you have 2 cloaks.
As he
You
sort of
guys wanna
walks,
share
walks
mine?
over, looking down at it as he just. And you see him mutter something under his breath into Chronic and then just walk back.
Uh-oh.
Round 2. Who wants to throw
Why?
the die?
You should have aimed
What
for
did
the
she
head.
say? Wait, what did she say under comment?
It was a bit too far away for you to hear. You just can hear his voice slightly.
Okay.
Okay.
How about someone else give it a try?
Who's the strongest one here?
I think I could get a good headshot.
My hand goes back over Rory's beak.
Lights up
You know
and
what, guys?
drops it on them.
Guys, I'm really strong. Like, you should totally let me go. I'm so strong.
Wait, does anyone have mage hand?
Yeah?
Don't you want to like mage hand, pick up a rock, and then go as far away as you can, and then throw the rock with
Well,
mage
it's not
hand?
invisible.
Yeah, that's what I was
So
gonna do.
as you're all thinking
Yeah.
about this, you just hear as you hear one of the kobolds running, these sort of like little taps of feet as the other one goes as he follows as you for a brief moment there's silence and then you hear as you hear the large footsteps of the half dragon following it as you hear a multitude of swear words as you see anyone peeking up would see this kobold holding upwards this large pouch running
He's
offwards.
the kobold on our team.
It is cute, guys.
Kobold is
Totally.
secretly a friendly NPC.
Yeah, totally.
Pip's come back to save us.
Well, that's as good a distraction as any. Wait, there was another one, wasn't there? Though?
Yeah, there was a dragonborn and a guard drake.
That's not very poggers.
You could even say unpog.
Hey, Tereth. Do you think you'd be recognizable to these two people over there?
Probably. Maybe. Wait, these are the kobolds, right?
This is a dragonborn and a guard drake.
Oh, probably. Would I recognize them? Maybe. Probably unlikely, but
You don't know.
No, would they recognize you?
maybe. It would be a very bad idea to reveal myself to them.
Yeah. Is there any windows any nearby we can sneak into, actually? I feel like it'd be a lot easier.
You do not see any windows, though. You do imagine you could probably sneak in if you simply snuck behind the guard and went through the door by going over the pillar, like over the fallen over pillar. If you just hopped over it and went in.
That sounds like a good idea. Right, what if we just like, I don't know, walk over the pillar and just kind of do like a little dun 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 dun, and just sneak in.
Yeah, and we have to be.
What
Do
is
you want me to
that?
play my flute while we do it? Do you want me
Yes,
to
you
play
have
some
to.
epic- Oh no! No!
Does anyone not do this?
What? Yeah, no, I'm not taking part in killing ourselves.
Mistral, is your hand still over my beak?
Yes.
I'll just stay in Mistral's grasp Okay.
I'm petting the
I thought
feathers on the top of your head, just stroking them.
Okay.
Right. So no one's saying no. I'm gonna take this as a yes. Let's do this, guy.
Okay. Anyone who's climbing over it, give me a dexterity check.
I'm doing whatever Mistral's doing.
I will let go of you now and start creeping up.
Okay,
beside
then
it.
I'll fly over it.
You're flying over it.
Wait, actually, wait.
Uh-oh.
Here,
Take a second to cloak.
turn some people invisible. I'll do the same, and I'm gonna grab 2 people and turn us.
Don't you have high level
Yeah,
spell
well,
slots
me
now,
and 2 other
as you're a
people
warlock?
invisible.
Yeah, but he might not want to use them.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but he's a warlock. He can't not
Warlock.
use the higher level spell slots.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Is it 2 people or is it 1 person or 2 people now?
Level 4 well, level 2 is 1 person, level 3 is 2 people, level 4 is what I have, and it's 3 people, so it's me and 2 other people.
Okay.
Well, I have an extra cloak, so I don't think I need it.
Who's near to me?
I'll probably
Oh.
cast it at level 3, so it's me and 1 other.
Okay.
Someone eating and not
say-
banging.
Spencer, you can turn into
I
an
tried
animal,
to,
right?
but it crashes my internet. I'm sorry.
Ah.
I mukbanged for about 20 seconds.
What did you say, Paris? I didn't hear you.
That's really nothing important. Please continue, Felix.
I said to Spencer,
10 minutes. 10
Spencer,
seconds.
you can turn into an animal, right? And Mistral, you can
I don't.
shapeshift into something.
I don't think I have the strength for it at the moment, and we're dead.
What do you all do?
Just pick some people.
Wait, so how many people are there here?
So there are 9, including all of your NPCs.
Okay.
I'm climbing over 17 decks.
Okay, you
check.
deftly sort of quickly climb up and over, and you're
I'm-
behind the 2 guards. Near the door.
Wait, who am I? Who am I?
I'm
turning
climbing over 16 decks.
Okay, you
Who
again
am I
similarly.
turning?
flying.
You're flying. Okay.
She's flying sneakily.
Yeah, sneakily. I'm still sneaking in the air.
Yeah, that don't count.
Yeah. Nova, is that just a dex, or is that like athletics or anything?
It's this is a flat dex for
Okay,
climbing over.
Cool.
Rory, as you fly up, you see the guard drake turn its head, sort of like trying to look around, hearing something. What do you do?
Well, yeah, I'll just like am I like how far am I up when I?
That's
hear that?
completely up to you. How far do you fly up?
Oh, okay. How tall is the thing?
The entire thing.
Mhm.
The entire thing is about a few 100 feet tall.
Well, I'm gonna just keep kind of a tiny bit ahead of the others, just like a couple meters up from the others when they're climbing.
They're not climbing up. They're not scaling the thing.
What are they doing?
They're entering a door
Oh.
on the other side of,
Yeah,
of one of the pillars that's fallen
it's
over.
fallen down.
Oh right. Well, yeah, I'll just like land on the wall when I hear that near the others.
Okay. So landing on the wall, it's not like a a walkway going around it. This is very much like a very decorative, very tall palace. There's not exactly areas you can find a place to perch on, as the walls are very very decorated. So you can find a place to perch on directly above the doorway if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll do that.
There's not exactly a place there's not exactly it's not a castle.
Mm-hmm.
So anyone else climbing over, give me dexterity checks.
Wait, so are we scrapping
17.
technical invisible then, or
That's up to you guys.
because like no one replied in character to me apart from one was meant to saying that he's too tired to turn into an animal.
We could turn invisible, but it limits what we can do once we're inside.
Well, if we aren't planning on fighting them anyway,
yeah.
You hear
Yeah.
what sounds like footsteps that seem to be coming back from the direction that the half dragon ran off to. Who is doing what?
I will turn me and Tenebrae invisible.
Okay, so as you sort of muttering the incantation, you both go invisible. What is everyone else doing? Anyone else? Are you entering into the thing that is over? I'm pretty sure only 3 of you are over at this current time.
I would like to climb over.
Okay.
I'll enter, yeah.
Alright, give me a dexterity
you
check.
still near me?
17.
Malon and Daniels are both near you.
Do I give you a dex as well?
Okay.
You've flown over.
You're flying.
Oh, okay. I thought he was already
I'll
up.
make-
So.
I guess I'll make Malon and Daniels invisible then,
Okay. Again you.
and then I'll try and climb over.
Yeah. Okay. You give me just a dex check real quick.
Daniel
That's
sneezes or
eight.
something and gives us all away.
8? Did you say?
That seems like a very generous
Yeah.
thing.
Okay. You. Okay. By this time, were you guys indoors? Give me an honest answer.
Yeah, I would have walked
Yeah,
in.
I'd already gone in.
Okay.
No,
No.
I mean, I'm waiting for the others to.
Okay. So. As you sort of climbing over, a bit of the rubble dislodges, and it's like a bit of it slightly falls down near the Dragonborn, who seems to be looking around for a reason for it, though you are invisible. What was your stealth again? Really quickly.
20.
No, not you. You're completely fine. You're invisible. Spencer. Okay.
24, I believe.
Yeah, it's 24. Okay, so he sort of looking around, but just sort of moves away from the sort of large tower that had fallen over. He sort of moves away from it slightly. Okay, so I'll say for the sake of brevity, you all make it. You're inside. You see this large, almost sort of circular type, but still very lavish and very still decently well kept. You see, though, there are lots of like dirty and sort of grimy footprints that are sort of littering the floors of these sort of polished, almost black marble. You see these.
Beautiful.
You see these luminescent, sort of purplish and other similar hues, sort of these, or like as it sort of changes colours, gems that are sort of like encrusted into walls with these sort of glass covering them as to sort of dim them slightly, as they're sort of like going from this sort of like deep dark blue into a purple into a reddish colour and cycling again and again, sort of as the lighting is sort of it lights up the room. It's still all of it, everywhere inside of this is dim light, where it as well as it was outside, but yes.
I'm scowling slightly at the mud.
You anyone who bothers to look, you would see very draconic-looking footsteps. Not footsteps, footprints. Alright.
Right. Jinx.
Right. This way, follow me. Let's try to keep a low profile. As Tenebrae sort of leading you. Well, actually, no, he's invisible. So you hear Tenebrae's voice, and
Just hear Tenebrae just like.
yeah, you hear his voice, and you hear very, very quiet footsteps.
Tenebrae, we can't see you. Tenebrae, come back. Tenebrae.
Can I follow the footsteps?
He says, "I never left. Being invisible
It just
might
takes
be
him.
a bit difficult to lead."
It takes him like a minute to answer Mistral because he's so scared of her. He has to build up the courage.
I have an idea. Tenebrae, can you hold out your hand for me? Trust me on this.
There is no reply.
Just
I'll just
trust
help
me on this.
guide his hand. Oh no, can I feel out for his hand and try and guide it
What are you
towards...
gonna do?
You can try. Go ahead.
Uh-oh.
Roll
What am I gonna
roll a
roll?
d20.
16.
16. You touch something. You touch something.
I grab it.
Okay.
Tariff.
Tariff, you feel this weird sensation of these claws grabbing in, these like taloned hands grabbing into your
Oi.
like upper bicep. It's remarkably muscly. You'd thought that Tenebrae was a bit like more skinny than that.
Jeez. Okay. Wait, Tenebrae or Terrace? I'm confused.
Who do you think it is?
Oh,
You said both.
you said both.
No.
No.
Terith, you feel someone grab onto your upper bicep,
Yeah.
and it's.
Oh,
I said
right.
Rory. You think you would have thought that like Tenebrae was a bit like skinnier than this.
Oh,
It's a bit
right,
weird.
right. I'll just guide Terra's hand to Mistral.
Yeah, you bring, you get dragged. You allow this to happen, Terith.
Sure, I'll allow Mistral.
Okay, yeah.
I'm watching what Mistral's gonna do.
You drag across and you feel Mistral, you feel sort of someone you see Rory drag someone over to you. Well, or at least seems to.
Okay. I'm gonna like move my hands up to kind of like grab this object as well. Just kind of like, oh damn, Tenebrae, I didn't know you were this ripped. Anyways, moving on.
Cold.
No, you're the
Scaly.
Listen, I don't want to judge, okay? I've
No,
never
I
met a drow
tried.
before. Maybe they're cold and scaly. I don't know.
They're cold, so that's a
Okay, and I'm gonna take like, do I have any like just like random cloth in my bag or something?
Oh, so you have some common clothes with you.
Okay, I'm on clothes though. Just like, okay. I'm gonna take the ribbon off out of my hair, the one that like ties my plait. I'm gonna kind of like tie that around his wrist, just so we can see where he is. So we can follow him.
I did see a floating ribbon, right?
So we can follow him. And if someone comes, he can just like drop his hand on the floor and pretend it's like a discarded ribbon just chilling on the floor or something. I don't know.
I'm gonna walk over to Tenebrae and grab Tenebrae's hand so Tenebrae can lead me and I can lead the rest of them.
Yeah, you reach out to try and find Tenebrae and you don't feel anything.
No, where did Tenebrae go?
He's invisible!
I'm gonna call out slowly, not like call out, I'm
You
just
hold
gonna say like,
hands next time, jeez.
Hey, Tenebrae, where the fuck are you?
Tenebrae,
Guys, he's dead. He's dead stuff, guys.
Yeah, I'm not
When
surprised.
you cried.
He saw his chance and he ran. He saw how we treat Daniels and he ran.
I think we broke our DM, guys.
It's a DM now. Does anyone want to take over while Nova dies
No.
in the corner?
So,
You do it,
Gareth
coward.
is gonna grab onto Tenebrae.
Shut the
I'll
fuck
let-
up.
No, I'll let her do it.
Okay,
I'll
This is
let her
gonna
do it.
happen
I'll let
because
her do it.
Tenebrae comes
so-
closer.
Daniels is
Tenebrae
really
is
happy.
nowhere to be seen.
Shut
What
up,
do you do?
Shut up, shut up. Okay,
You hear a guard
after a
coming
bit,
towards you.
after after a bit,
We see
you-
Bolly coming
you-
back from the dead.
You,
And Kip.
I'm here, but Tereth, maybe you should make me not invisible.
Well,
No, but that's a waste of a spell slot, though. I mean, that's a waste of mana.
What is a spell slot? No,
You have
I
slots for your spells?
As Malon's speaking up, this is getting slightly ridiculous. As he holds his hand out, as Tereth and Tenebrae flicker into existence.
oh, okay.
Oh, I'm
Bro,
just
he
about to.
can do
Third level
that.
spell
Wow.
slot.
F.
Yeah, big F.
All right. No.
I take my ribbon back now that it's pointless.
Yeah, you realise it's Tereth.
Ooh,
He's gone. He's dead.
his eye's gone.
He's dead. All right.
He's alive
Oh, look,
again.
he's alive.
All right.
Zombie.
As you all led through these corridors, you hear what seems to be shouting in Draconic of a few different words. It seems like parts of conversations. It's like you're not exactly any context to them, so you're not really sure what any of them really mean, and they don't seem to have any meaning behind them other than simple idle chatter. And Tenebrae sort of leads you all to this large sort of statue. You see this stone statue of this elven-looking man with this with quite handsome features and this sort of hair that sort of it goes down to about the level chest, and it looks rather elegant. A majority of it is sort of like parts of it are tied back in this almost like a sort of almost like a crown, and as you see atop the head of this person resting almost on the braid, you see this what seems to be a stone carved, beautifully crafted. You'd imagine that. It's this stone rendition of this crown. It has many different what seem to be what would be gems that are stone, inlaid into it, as well as this sort of this sort of band going across it as these sort of spires and different, almost like seemingly almost different types of material for each one of the spires on the crown. You also see this rather elegant but seemingly battle-ready adornments on this statue.
I'm committing this man's face to memory.
Okay. You take a minute and you study it, and you've got it done.
Mistral gonna turn into the fucking Drow King.
That'd be pretty useful, just saying.
Isn't wait?
How do you know it's the Drow King? Sorry.
Okay, Mistral's gonna turn into the Drow Queen then.
Drag Queen.
Wait,
Alright.
who would be the queen?
Drag
Who would be the
Drag
king out of me
queen.
and Tara? Tenebrae.
You'd both be kings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Generally, that's how that works.
I'd imagine that.
I mean, I don't know if
I
there
don't know
is.
if there's ever
I
been
don't
that.
know if that. Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking do that one day. Anyway,
When you want to become king,
yeah. Shouldn't be too difficult.
Okay,
please don't.
as Tenebrae sort of glancing, looking at it. As he going towards the statue, he looking around. He takes out of his pocket what seems to be this this gem, and he reaches up and just slots it in to the sort of just where the collarbone meets into the neck. Presses it in as this grinding stone noise begins emanating out of it. Not too loud, but not necessarily quiet, as this large door swings open.
That's cool.
Well, this is the panic room, so to speak. This is where any of the nobility would have gone. So I thought we would check for survivors first.
Are you hoping to find your family? Is this why you wanted to come here?
He doesn't respond. He walks in.
Fair enough.
As you all enter, he pulls this this sort of brick in the wall. He's sort of reaching and pulling it slightly as it slides back in, and this door closes behind him. As it's practically pitch black, as you just hear Tenebrae. Anyone with dark vision obviously can see, but anyone without it cannot currently. As you hear just normal footsteps.
I'm gonna hold on to the arm of the closest person next to me. Unless it's Tarot, then I'm gonna hold on to his tail. So I can see and not fall.
Yeah, okay, so if you hold on to Tereth, then okay, yeah, Tereth, who do you hold on to? Because you do not have dark vision, I'm pretty sure.
Hey,
I'm gonna hold on to Mistral.
The blind leading the blind.
Literally.
I mean, I can't. I don't know who it is, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough.
Can I control the brightness of the mace if I light it
Oh,
up?
of course, if you light it up, yeah.
Yeah, I will.
How do you light up your mace?
Yes, but not very bright.
Actually, let me check. Let me check if
Wait, did I not?
you can
I
actually.
swear I did that for a reason.
When you hold this weapon, it sheds bright light in a 20-foot radius. A dim light. Okay, yeah. So you can't necessarily control it, but when you hold it, it sheds a bright light.
Ah, okay.
So 20 foot and then an extra 20 foot. Do you use your
Oh.
mace?
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, as you sort of holding it out as this bright light comes out, you just hear Tenebrae as he sort of like covers his I love that.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry. Shit.
What if you put? I'm just gonna like take the second cloak off of Rory, just put it over the maze, so it kind of dims.
Okay,
the
yeah.
light a bit.
So I'll say it's now 5 feet of bright and 5 feet of dim.
All right.
Actually, no, it's not a very thick coat. 10 feet
I'm
and
gonna
10 feet.
I
scowl
take
at
Rory's
Mistral.
other cloak off.
Paris is just what?
I just take my
Why-
backpack off and
Casually
shove
Why are
it
you
inside my
stealing
backpack.
clothes from an orphan, Paris? Why are you
You're fucking
stealing clothes
orphan.
from an orphan? That's so mean and inhumane.
Why are you removing the?
Shall we continue?
As Tenebrae leads you all down this large staircase, going down the spiral staircase, seemingly going on for a very long while. You walk for what seems like about 10 minutes. And you're rightly sick of stairs at this point, as you eventually make
I'm
it.
stealing my cloak back.
Okay, yeah,
No,
you
you're
steal
not.
your cloak back. It
No.
goes back
Oh.
to 10 feet.
No, not that one. My actual cloak that I own. Not Mistral's cloak.
Yeah, it was at 5 clicks.
Rory has property. Can we fix this?
Yeah, she's a woman.
Okay,
she should
Rory.
be the property.
Open
Already.
orphan.
No.
Kind of.
John wants to put orphans in onions, so I'm not really sure if I'm a fan of
I
that.
don't even remember how I said that.
I don't know.
All right. That's all right. All right.
Rory, we
You hear that
things we
thumping
need
sound?
cloak to dim. Hey Rory, we need the cloak to dim the lights so that
Does
we
no
don't
one
get
else have a
spotted.
It's
cloak? 'Cause
already
I already
dim because
gave one of
Spencer
my
put his
clothes.
cloak over it.
Oh, did he as well? Oh, okay. We're sharing clothes.
There's a
Sorry, I was
cloak over the thing, isn't there?
Yeah, that was my cloak that Mistral gave me.
and my cloak. And mine. Yeah.
Okay, then it's at 5 feet
Wait.
of light.
Well, I'm taking my one back. You can.
Okay, well, if it's already at 5 feet, then it's fine. I don't say that then.
Okay.
I thought there was only one again, and it was back to 10 feet.
If you take your cloak back, Rory, then it is at 10 feet. 10 feet and 10 feet bright and 10 feet dim, which is still half of what it was. Please, what do you do? Do you take it back or do you not take it
Yes.
back? Okay,
I'm
you take
taking
it
it
back.
back.
It's at 10 feet. Tenebrae sort of quickens his pace to stay in the dim light.
Look, I already gave one of my cloaks up. I'm not giving
What
both of them.
What if I give you
That's
my
all
one
my
that I'm wearing?
disguise.
What if I give you the one that
No.
I'm wearing?
Why don't you put your one on it so that then
Because
I can
mine
have
only
my
covers
one?
Because mine only covers my shoulders. It's not long enough to cover the mace.
Well,
Oh
you
my
know,
God, stop bickering, you two, please. Let's get on with the mission. Where we need to go? Do we need to go now?
It's
Oh,
just
yeah,
a little
we
bit.
want them
It's
to
just a
do
little
that.
bit longer. We can check for any survivors, and then we can go and try to find. Well, it'll be in the treasury anyway, so it'll be a win-win.
you know what, Mistral? Once we get out of this, I'm gonna buy you a new cloak that that goes right down to your ankles, and then you'll never have to complain.
The light dims as you see the leafy cloak of Malon's that is owned by Malon is just chucked over it, and he says, "Maybe some silence should be in order. We do not exactly know what will be done here."
I whip out my flute.
His head slowly turns to you,
No, I whip
and
it
you
out
see his
and
eye twitch ever so slightly.
Oh
I
god,
gesture
he's
that
been
I'm
infected
getting
as
it out
well.
Wait, how can he see?
I gesture
How can he
that
see
it's,
Malon's eye switch? Malon was invisible. Oh, wait, no, he cast a spell, yeah.
I gesture that it's out for spellcasting. Because it's
He relaxes slightly.
How can you gesture that it's out for spellcasting?
Just do hocus
I don't know
pocus
how-
hand
Show
wave.
us how you gesture that. Can you show us the jet? Can you turn your camera on and show us the
No,
jet?
Shut
my
up.
internet dying. Felix,
Shut
my
up,
internet
shut up,
died
shut
when I tried to send something to someone. I cannot turn my camera on.
Okay, so
As
we're
you
walking
all-
through the
As you
dark
all get to the
corridor.
bottom of the spiral staircase, you see what seems to be a large hall with multiple different, almost very armored-looking metal, metal doors. There's about 5 of them, 2 on each side, and then 1 in the front. The one in the front seems to be practically a vault, and the ones on the sides seem to be slightly less, but still very well protected. As Tareth quickly going towards the one at the front, as he reaches in there and brings out what seems to be a very ornate key. As he presses it in, not turning it, there's this clicking noise begins. It's just as then 3 large, almost clangs sound out as he pulls open to a relatively lavish but empty room. You see there's what seems to be 3 doors inside, as well as this main room with what seems to be a seating area and multiple other provisions, as well as what seems to be a fireplace, again with this sort of dimmed, blackened thing over it. You see these those coloured crystals that seem to work as lighting as he quickly sort of scouring the room, opening all the other doors. You see one of them is a rather large kitchen and pantry. Another one is what seems to be a sleeping area with a multitude of beds, which all seem rather quite lavish. And the last one seems to be a lavatory, and he doesn't find anyone. He says, let's try the others. As he moves over, and as he tries each door, all of them opening slowly as he scours each. The others are not as lavish as the other one, but still relatively quite nice. And all of them are empty. Devoid of people.
What about items?
There's a good bit of food in there.
It doesn't look like stuff's been taken.
No, it doesn't seem like anyone's been in here.
Right.
There's no dust
Listen.
or anything. There's nothing. Tenebrae just, his head sort of turns down and he just sighs slightly and begins closing the doors.
Hey, I'm sure that there's no one here because they got out. Okay? I mean, we didn't see them on the way in. I'm sure they're fine.
He doesn't
I
respond.
meant that to sound a lot more compassionate. I'm sorry.
He doesn't respond.
I give him a little pat on the back, and then
He,
kind of like gesture for
he
Tenebrae. I mean,
he
Terror.
really doesn't like receive. Like you sort of pat him on his back and he just sort of and continues closing them.
I'm gonna tell Terrace to kind of like help out his husband, who is kind of sad right now.
Husband, for fuck's sake.
Well, I'll go over to definitely my husband right now.
Yeah,
And
as he finishes closing the last one, he just sort of turns and hugs you.
Me. Way back.
He just sort of a very tight hug, just sort of practically holding on to you for dear life.
That's so freaking cute. I wish it wasn't the result of a genocide.
Yeah. Oh.
As he,
I kind of pat him on the back and say,
yeah.
hopefully he'll get better. And
See, as he sort of like takes a second and sort of tries to center himself, you see his like tears sort of streaking down his face. He just sort of takes part of his cloak and wipes them off. Right. Well, let's head towards the treasury. We need to make sure that the crown hasn't been stolen. As he,
that's good.
yeah, as he walks with you back up the long staircase.
I guess we follow him.
You walk for about 15 minutes, and you then get to the same place as he pushes in the brick this time, as it and opens the passageway out. As he was walking out, making sure there's no one around, there's still the noises of the occasional talking and shouting, but they seem a bit more distant, only echoing through the empty halls. The halls are beautiful but eerie. As all of you leave, he pulling out the gem that was inside. As it closes. As he leads you all further in through a maze of different twists and turns and a multitude of different what seems to be like almost they almost looked like they were checkpoints, sort of like keeping certain people out of certain areas, but they seem devoid of guards. You see a few bodies in the halls that seem to have been like brutalized, of drows in rather fine clothing. A few guards as well that with this sort of elegant armor that they've like, you see like some of them seem to have been like thrown against the wall as there's like cracks in the wall and dents in the backs of the armor.
I'll like kind of hug Tenebrae, but also walk.
Yeah.
Doesn't work,
Yeah.
but or
Yeah, he sort of hugs back, tries not to look at any of them. As you all continue, you are led sort of down a set of stairs into a below floor, which seems to be more. It seems like there was more defences. There's multiple more bodies of guards.
sorry about
As
that.
you hear a scream shriek out, echoing down the halls. No, as all of you continuing. Again, this is the same eerie silence perforating through the halls. As all of you being led by a Tenebrae, he's trying to keep it together. And after a bit, you get to what seems to be a place where there was seemed to have been quite a few guards. It seems, what this part almost seems like. This is a part where they attacked from, as you can see a large hole that has been sort of burst open. Lots of different pieces of sort of very thick stone has been like bore through, and this tunnel that has been pushed up. You see multiple different large boulders and pieces of rubble that have been shifted upwards, and you see this multiple corpses of rather high-ranking looking guards that have been torn asunder. And you see what seems to be a large metal doorway. You see these sort of runes, again similar runes that have been carved around, but these ones have all been scorched. As you see the halls of the ceiling and the halls have all been scratched up and have been like pushed up or pushed out, or and through this large broken metal door, which similar to the other one seems to have like about like 5 different solid metal locks that have all been practically just bent out of the way and pushed through. And you can see inside seems to be a large hallway, almost, with multiple different separate, similarly large but not massive like this one. Sort of almost vault doors. A good few of them have been broken open, and there isn't a drop of anything in them. Some of them are still closed, but seem to have been bashed and beaten with no breaking. But what you do see is at the end of the corridor is a much larger, similar size to the first one, vault door, which has been beaten and pushed forward as it sort of bent downwards and around. And you see, if any of you looking inside it, you see what probably was a very large amount of gold, is now this barren room. This cavernous barren room, and inside is multiple other vaults that seem to have also been opened. Not all of them have been opened. But yeah, you see multiple. You see a few straggling things. You see like a few straggling pieces of platinum. If you all took the time to pick them up, then you'd get yourself about 20 pieces of platinum. Not much is left.
It almost feels kind of wrong to
Kinda
steal
wrong.
the money out of this place.
Yeah.
Kinda.
But
On the other hand, they're not gonna need it anymore.
I don't even want to take the money for myself. I want to take it so I can feed it.
Tenebrae begins walking towards one of the vaults in particular, which doesn't seem to have been opened. It seems to have been beaten inwards a decent bit, but it doesn't seem to have been opened. This one, differing from the others, seems to have a lot of like all of the others do have runes on them. The runes have been scorched off. These ones seem to be a lot more intact. As he moving towards it, and with the same key, he pulls out and
I'll follow him.
yeah, he presses in the key into the center of it, and it again this whirring and ticking sound, as then it begins slowly opening. As you see inside is a rather small room, but and on top of a pedestal, it seems to be a rather lush looking bag. This sort of almost pouch like bag with fastens at the top and what seems to be a locking mechanism to keep it completely closed shut. As Tenebrae walks over and again with the same key presses it into the sort of locking mechanism, which is this piece of metal that seems to have tightened around the bag, and the bag has these sort of strange symbols on them, and he presses his key into it as it opens, and he looking in, he sort of right, that's one thing. As he presses the key into it again and fastens it onto his hip. And walking out, he says, well, we need to at least try to find if the crown is still here. To find it.
Do I know what was in the bag?
You do not, actually.
I don't, okay.
You were never really seen in this room, in fact.
What is in the bag?
Well, that is what, my father left for me, monetary-wise. So if ever something like this happened, this would help me if he ever didn't make it. Which it seems like the way.
Nice. No, not nice. I kind of nod, I don't say nice.
Yeah. Do any of you have a spell that could locate a specific thing?
I have locate object. I don't think I do.
I don't.
I'm afraid not.
No.
Do you have one, Tareth?
No. Am I muted? No.
No.
No, I don't. Sorry.
Fuck.
The door is closed now.
As he's sort of looking down. He's sort of going over to one of the opened ones. It's a much larger one than the others. Not as big as the original, but still rather large. As he walks through it, as it's been beaten open, as a lone pedestal with multiple different glyphs surrounding it, and a black and silver cushion that has been sort of thrown to the side onto the floor with a circular inlay on it. He sort of, Terith, it's gone.
Could I ask, while this is going on, could I collect some of the coins?
Yeah. Okay. Do you collect them from the main room before this, or do you collect them from in one of the if you looked around in this area, like if you went from open one to open one, you'd probably, if you spent like 10 minutes on it, you could probably get plus the 20 platinum in the previous room, you could get about 40 platinum.
I'll help him look for stuff.
Okay, both of you give me, one of you give me an investigation check with advantage, actually, as well as the gold you find.
Shall I do it?
Sure.
Ooh! 24!
Yeah.
I haven't even rolled the advantage. Okay, yeah, 24.
24. Okay. Just going around, you find a decent, good bit extra that was sort of pushed to the side by the doors. And in total, let me just get up my notes to make sure. You all get. Okay, you all get 83 platinum pieces and just 25 gold pieces.
Each?
That's in total, right?
That's
Not
in
like-
total. That's
that's
not
in
each.
total.
That's not each.
So I sort of just like
85,
jokingly say,
wow.
I just
83.
jokingly say to
Yeah,
Mistral,
85.
so we splitting this with the others or not?
I mean, if they wanted it. Okay, out of respect for them, I don't think they want dead people money. We need to be considerate of their emotions and their feelings. No.
Yes, okay. Take 42 each
No
and leave
follow
one
through.
in the middle of the room on the floor. Oh, sorry, yeah.
Surely we would have seen them. go
You
off
would have
to
seen
collect
them
money.
running around like fucking shrews, picking up
He's
pennies.
grabbing money.
I'm gonna walk over to them.
So if slash when they come back, I'm gonna say. So how much money did you find then?
I mean, there's a coin on the floor. I don't know if that answers your question or not, but
Yes, but I saw you get a bit more than just one coin. I saw you put that coin there.
well, I mean,
You put that coin there. I saw you put it there. I mean, really? Are you trying to swindle us or something? I mean,
Oberon, how's it? How many did we find? How many did we find?
I think we found. I'm just gonna like blatantly say, okay. I think we found around 35, 40, something like that. I can count it out if you'd like.
Deception.
Insight.
I know. I know. This is
help him?
where I get to shine, boys.
Can I help
Yeah,
him?
I mean the
Obi-Wan?
problem is I have a minus
Fuck yeah.
4 to insight, so
Can I help him?
yeah,
You
I
get
have a
a-
minus
okay,
4
yeah.
to insight.
30.
He got a 30.
Oh my god.
Fucking bards, bro.
When Paris said to me she wanted to commit crimes with me this campaign, could finally start.
Oh, wait, actually,
Oh no.
there is one.
There is
What?
one. What?
Malon,
Also, I'd like to
Malon
remember-
looks you up and down, Oberon,
Malon has like plus
Malon.
20%. I mean,
and he
What?
says,
Plus
he,
20?
No, he doesn't have plus 20. He has plus 12 to insight.
Okay, it's the same as me to deception. You're telling me he rolled a 19 or a 20?
I'm not fucking with you. He looks you up and
I'm
down,
so
and
sad.
he looks at you with a very knowing look, and just says, "Make what decisions you want." In Elvish,
what
by the
exactly
way.
do you mean by that?
He says that in Elvish.
Oh, in Elvish.
Hey, listen.
Yeah,
he's just
I
an
swear at
NPC
him in
man.
I
Goblin.
don't know what you just said, my internet.
I
went down.
swear at him in
Okay.
Goblin.
He says in Elvish to you, Oberon. He just says, "Make what decisions you want."
Okay, so he doesn't say anything to the party.
No, he doesn't say anything.
Yeah, I swear at him in Goblin.
He looks at you.
And then I say
He looks at you. He looks at you and says, "Wait, what do you say in Goblin?"
Says in go.
I compare his mother to a donkey.
Okay, yeah. As he looks down at you and says, "Well, at least I'm not an actual goblin in Goblin." That is one of the only other ones he speaks.
Can I?
Oh, I love him.
Can I ask a question?
I then swear at him in Abyssal.
One moment. Let me
What
check.
does he say in Abyssal? What does he say in Abyssal?
What do you say in Abyssal?
No, I don't. Wait, do I?
What does he say in
I call him a
Abyssal?
smart ass in Abyssal.
Fuck.
I would like to reply, don't you dare. I would like to reply
you
in
kidding me?
Abyssal, don't you dare speak to my brethren like that.
Haha.
Pod.
Wait. Hey, you over there.
Yeah.
Have some respect. There has been a slaughter. We're in the midst of
A genocide.
So, how many members are we dealing out the gold to, by the way? Like, what is it? What's the number going to? Because we're still dealing out the
That's
sort
up
of
to you.
35 to. No, how many? Who are the? What's the number of the party? Like,
Well,
7?
you've got NPCs.
But we giving it to the NPCs?
Are you giving it to the
Yeah.
NPCs?
I would say Stefan.
Like, Tenebrae just received his daddy care package, so I don't know if he.
We don't know that.
Daddy care package.
He literally just said he received financial compensation from his
no,
dad.
I asked that. You guys didn't say
Yeah,
that.
you asked that, and
That sounds like
he
that
okay.
sounds like something that a daddy gets though. Surely.
Okay.
Surely it'll be.
For brevity, I will say that he said that to Tenebrae in private, but also in undercommon.
Okay.
Then.
Oh, okay.
Can I have
Okay, then.
a genuine question?
Mhm.
How long have we been doing this since I cast the comprehend languages?
It's gone.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up to Tenebrae and say,
Mhm.
in undercommon, Bree, what was in that No, not sorry. No. How well was the crown guarded?
The crown was in there as he gestures to one of the more beefy ones that seems to have been forced open, and the with the one with the pedestal and the black and silver cushion that has been thrown to the side, and it's gone.
You said some of them were still closed.
Some of them are still closed.
Sorry, I was asking you.
Your voice literally is the same.
Sorry.
Some of them are still closed. Yes.
Could we? I know it's a lot to ask, but could you see if you could open some of them?
I don't have a key to all of them. I'm not sure it would work. I can try it though.
Well,
I'll say out of about 18 vaults, there are about 6 that are not open.
Does he have the key for any of the locked ones?
He has a key. He has his key, which can open certain things. He can try them. He hasn't ever really tried them.
Just because I would like to give, well, I guess, my friends some, and also if we need to hire mercenaries or buy supplies to help take
and
back.
It's not exactly like we... Well...
Also, there's no point leaving it here.
No, not really. I can try some. As he goes over to all of them, and as the third one he tries, it does open.
What's in it?
As it opens, looking in, there seems to be, it's what seems to be this one was quite a large one. This one was quite a large vault, and inside you see what seems to be a secondary vault.
Wait, so it's a vault inside a vault?
It seems so, yes.
But there was nothing in the first vault except for the second.
It opens, and then there is another door.
Can you try that one?
Oh, let's give it a try. As he takes his key and puts it in, and this second vault. As it slowly opens, as he pushes it slightly, and inside you see a heavily armoured metal case sat in the centre of a very large room. This room seems incredibly well reinforced, but from the inside.
Oh, okay.
You see what seems to be a glass case over the top of the thing with multiple glyphs on top and around and all sides of the glass.
Can I make an arcana check to see what the glyphs are doing?
Go ahead. Go ahead and make an arcana check.
15.
15. Speaking undercommon and knowing a good bit about the place here, you realise that all of these are reinforcing. These sort of glyphs are adding a magical layer of resistance, but they're resisting something from the inside.
What's that?
Wait, what did you get again?
15.
Okay, you don't know the last bit. You don't know that it's resisting from the inside.
Oh.
Sorry.
Right.
You know that
Nova,
they're
just
with
so
the
I can work
resistance.
out Nova, can you give me how much gold there was again? I've forgotten.
It was 80 platinum, I think.
One moment.
I will open it then because I don't know any better.
Okay, give me a second.
I'm gonna fuck us.
John's gonna fuck us. He's gonna grow tentacles.
Tenebrae's eyes widen slightly. God's sake, your fucking profile pictures are the same!
It's amazing and lovely. Oh, thank you.
Okay. Alright, so you go to open it. Like, lift up the thing. Okay. As you lift it up, the second it opens up and you sort of place it down, there's this oppressive amount of magic sort of energy. Being someone who's connected to the arcane, there's this oppressive feeling around this metal box. What is that?
I'm not sure, but it doesn't seem good, and I'm going to close it and hope.
Wait, shouldn't we try to find out what it is? It could be something that, well, I wouldn't want the Dragonborn to have, no offense.
It could also be something to kill us, but I guess it's worth.
Maybe one of your friends has a way of discerning what it is.
Sure, I will call over everybody pretty much, except for Daniels and Rory.
Everyone,
I guess are the only people.
Everyone, do you come over? You hear what seems to be Tereth calling for you. Actually, fucking call for them. Go do it.
Guys, people who have some magic, do you mind coming over?
Okay.
There's something in here. It's powerful.
I'm gonna cast detect magic.
There is a lot of fucking magic.
I'll try cast dispel magic.
Give me a second then. As you look at it, with your good boy eyes, you notice pretty much every single
With my
school.
good boy eyes.
Yes, practically every single school of magic.
This is giving me flashbacks to Felix complaining about Nova not understanding schools of magic, oh dear.
Oh no, this is understanding them. You'll understand if you do actually do something. Okay, you're trying to dispel magic. What level do you cast it at?
I'm gonna cast it at 4th. This thing seems pretty fucking powerful.
Okay. Let me just get detect magic. Dispel magic, sorry. Is it dispel?
DM laughs and knowing that it's a waste of a 4th level spell slot.
It might not be, depends what you roll.
Oh.
Dispel 4th level or higher.
I don't think I roll Nova.
You make an okay. So if it is higher than the thing you do have to make an so make an ability check using your spellcasting ability modifier.
Nice. Nice.
What'd you get?
22.
22.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So so what do you dispel on? Just the box?
Is there a... Can you describe the box in more detail as to what parts there are of it, please?
So it is what seems to be a large metal box. It's about 6 inches long and 2.5 inches wide, and it is relatively thick looking. It's this just black metal with a few these runes carved into it on each side, and by a few I mean a lot. There's not. Say again.
Okay, so it's just a block of metal.
It seems to be at first glance, yes.
Okay. Can I gesture for Daniels to touch it?
Can I touch it before Daniels touches it?
Do you touch it, Tereth?
Yeah, I will touch it before Daniels
you touch it. It feels cold.
Okay. I cast dispel magic at 4.
Okay, so you got a 22, right?
on the runes. Yes. I got
Okay,
22.
so the runes that were around it, the glow that was this sort of dull blue glow that sometimes got a bit brighter and a bit dark, a bit dimmer, goes away, and you see what seems to be a good portion of it sort of as it seems to open.
Can I take a step closer so that I have sort of the easiest viewing priority?
Yep. Okay. You step a bit
Like-
closer and sort of look over it, and it seems you could probably lift the top of it up.
I go to lift the top of it up with... Yeah.
Just your hand.
There's another box inside. Same thing.
How heavy would it be? Could I do it with Mage Hand?
You could lift the top of it up with Mage Hand.
Okay, I'll lift the top of it up with Mage Hand.
Okay. You lift the top bit up as you see. Looking in, it seems to be this leather pouch, that's relatively small.
Does it look like a bag of holding?
No.
Does it look like an arcane focus or something?
It's a pouch.
Really,
We
it's a
don't know
small
what's in it.
pouch. Small pouch.
Can I
Could fit in the palm.
control my Mage Hand? Can I control the Mage Hand to open?
To open it. Okay.
Mhm.
You see what seems like a deck of cards.
Oh fuck!
That is
No, Nova, no, bad Nova.
Yes, good Nova.
Yay, good Nova.
Please tell
I
me
mean-
you've modified this. Please tell me you've modified it. I'm scared.
No.
Like half the shit in this kills you.
Oh, it doesn't kill you.
No, not quite, but basically. I'm scared. I pick up the deck of cards with my own hands because I don't think my character might necessarily know what this could be.
Yeah, can
Well,
I
he
make
might. Would he actually? Would my character know what this is?
Yeah, can I also make a...
Give me a history check.
One of us do it with advantage because we're both looking into it?
Are you helping the other doing it?
I'll probably just recall it for myself.
Okay. I'll do it myself then as well. Oh, fuck! That's the highest roll I could have gotten.
Is
Okay,
it?
what do you get?
Yeah, it's a 24.
Oh, did
I
you get a
got
natural
22.
20?
Yeah, I got a nat 20 and now I've got +4 to history.
You remember a tale of a deck of cards that could level a city flat. You remember a story of a deck of cards that could steal someone's soul. You can remember a deck of cards that could gift you a weapon that could kill a god. You remember a deck that seemed rather inconspicuous. In all the tales, it was never just described as a grandiose god-killing weapon. Not a lightning sword, not a scythe that could cut the moon in half. But a deck of many, many things.
Do I get all of that as well on a
Uh,
24? Wait, did you get 25?
I'm
I got
gonna
one below
draw
you.
the
Yeah, I got
24
24.
cards from the deck of
Yeah, I
many
got
things.
The world
Let's
just
go.
dies!
Just the world instantly
Can I
implodes.
draw the
I
entire deck?
mean, could I sort of like, what, would I know what languages, what's he called, speaks?
Who?
Because
Could
it's
I-
me and Tareth right now, just looking at the deck and everyone's a bit further back, I
Yeah.
assume.
No, I came up next to it because I was looking.
Do
at it
you know
with,
what it is?
Yeah, but you're short.
Your
That's the
character, I would
question.
not. I would say only the only characters who would know what it is Tereth and Oberon currently.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Like, I wouldn't know what it is even if I looked at it. Like, I wouldn't have heard any stories about it or anything.
I mean, make a
is there
history
any-
check.
Yeah, make a history.
Okay. That's a that is a 24, I believe.
We all got 24.
What's your history plus? One moment.
Oh wait, you're not 24, not 24, 23, 22.
Okay, what did you roll, may I ask?
A 19.
Okay.
I also got a 19.
Okay,
I
so
got a 20.
yeah, I would say you have a decent idea of what it is.
Do the three of us acknowledge that we all know what it is?
From the looks
Like,
on
is there-
all of your faces, I'm assuming yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I suggest
I
we
get
don't
out
just
my
use that
notebook
for a while.
and start writing about it in there.
I would like to sort of like gesture my mage hand to close the pouch again, and then I'm gonna put the lid back on the box and say, for now, I would like to possibly just leave this for a moment and think about it. It is an incredibly powerful magic item that we cannot make any blunders with.
It's worth bringing it with us, but
Oh,
just
absolutely,
don't
yes,
use it
but
unless in
it
grave
is
danger.
it is
I
shall
know
we
what
say
it is.
no, I'm gesturing to the party. It is shall we say very unstable.
Yes.
So Tereth just looks a bit worried.
Tereth.
Not Tenebrae, sorry.
Tereth.
Tereth also
Tenebrae.
looks worried. He just realised it's a deck of fucking many things. Of course he looks
I'm
worried.
also worried. Tenebrae, perhaps we could try some normal vaults.
What did you say?
Tenebrae,
He's asking us-
perhaps we could try some more vaults.
I like to sit here and discuss with Malon.
Yeah, Malon. You see Malon's eyes. He's noticed.
Oh, so he knows what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
He says in a very weirdly shaky voice that you haven't quite heard from him before, in Elvish. That's what I think that is.
I'm afraid
My eyes,
so.
if my
Oh,
eyes
no.
and magicka do not deceive me, indeed.
Rory kind of walks
He-
over, like,
He just kind of
What
looks
is it?
down. Something incredibly dangerous, but also incredibly powerful, and everything in between.
oh, it sounds fun.
Rory,
It's
Rory, I
not
ask you
fun.
to imagine the most terrible and horrible acts of destruction and pain that you have ever witnessed. And then if you can even comprehend it, multiply that by infinity. That is what this is capable of.
Sadly, that is not an over-exaggeration.
Oh no. Malon and Cyril, may I have you for a moment?
Of course.
Yes, you may.
I sort of like gesture them to just stand around it, not really wanting to disclose exactly what it is to the rest of the party, aside from those of us who already know.
Yeah.
I do not know what to do. This is something that they told me stories back in the Elven Palace. But I never believed them to be true.
Neither did
Almost. I was scared to even think that it could exist.
Wait, am I there or not?
No, you're with Tenebrae at the moment. They're trying.
Alright.
Yeah, you're off looking at vaults.
Yes.
A part of me wishes we should cast it into the fires of Mount Doom.
Rick on that. Cast it into the fire! Destroy it!
Hashtag Yeet Isildur.
Anyway.
If we do want to destroy it, I know of the place to go.
But
I don't think it can be destroyed.
I do not know for certain whether we should.
I do not know if it... I would feel best if we left it here, but... If
I do not feel that is an option with the dragons and the Dragonborn.
I
believe
thoughts
that
exactly the fact that this was in the possession of the Drow, but considering what they put up, it makes sense that, well, that it wasn't broken into at least, and it's good that it wasn't. But if we have to bring this with us, then I believe maybe, I don't know, someone should be designated to keep hold of it, and maybe we need to disguise it.
I can disguise it. At least for a portion of time, I believe.
I believe I'm one of the worst people to look after it.
Yes. I'm rather concerned about your knowledge of it, if I'm honest. As you've said, your patron is not exactly on our side. And so but I believe it would be best if this would be kept far out of your reach. No offense, but if a being as chaotic as your patron seems to be, then there is no telling what it could do.
Yes.
Would polymorph work on it?
That's a creature, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it says creature. Oh, why is all of this creature? I do not know how to disguise it. I can.
And I
can
believe
hold it with me until we can find someone who can. I'm sure we may be able to find.
We can trust, though, is going to be difficult. We will have. This was trusting someone with a weapon that could either bestow a blessing that the gods could not even fathom, or bestow a curse that not even the greatest of demons could fathom.
I believe for now we should just keep it, and I do not have any direct ideas as to where it could go, but I will think.
Well, as I said, I think the best place for it to go is, well, I know the best place for it to go in my...
Where would that be?
Wait, fuck, it's called the Moon Forge, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Well, it's a place called the Moon Forge. One of the partners we had before my patron took them was headed there to learn of it, and it said that the lava there can destroy even some of the most powerful items.
Yes,
So
I have heard of it.
I was going to go there with her.
Well known by most of Elvenkind that back in the day of, well, it was a great collaboration, so to speak, with our nation and those of the Dwarven empires to make a forge and was powered by the full moon. Well, not just the full moon, but most powerful at least. Then that could craft magical items with steel that is blessed by the moon itself. This was the last great collaboration between our people before the war.
Yes, I remember. I heard tales as a child.
Yes.
Question.
And
Would my character have any idea of? I don't
say
know if that's known. Would my character or me have any idea how to find the moon? That
there's rumours of it being encased in ice in the spine of the world. A large range of mountains that is incredibly long. But that's like saying it's a needle in a haystack. There's very little ways of pinpointing it. I would say you would know that.
okay.
It's like saying it's.
Would I know
it's
of
one of the
any-
mountains in the Himalayas?
Let's go with if it's one of the mountains of all of the ones on Earth. I think it might be more to that scale.
Okay, think about it like this. It's one specific tree in the Amazon.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Anyway. We would need someone to take us there. There's no way we'd find it on our own. It would take lifetimes. And I don't know about you, but I've spent lifetimes not wisely. And
Well,
this group won't last as long as you or I would.
no. Well, there may be.
Fuck you, I'm druid.
The gymnastics.
Fuck you, we're elves.
He's an elven druid.
Oh, fuck. I didn't know this power existed.
Practically immortal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically elves are immortal. They could carry on living forever. It's just they all.
Actually,
choose to
no.
die
In D&D,
around.
that's Lord of the Rings elves. D&D elves.
Is it?
No,
I swear
that's
it
Lord of the
was
Ring
D&D
elves.
elves.
D&D elves live to about 420 something. I don't know. That's how long.
Hey, the funny weed number.
I think it's like 500ish. Like
Big
that's
funny weed number.
400 is sort of you're getting old in age. That's like 80 in human years. Like you could die of old age, but you could live more.
Would I know of any very powerful elven sorcerers who might be able to help us?
Roll a history check.
Wait.
Gods bless my dice like you did last time. Fuck!
As I said, the genasi we were traveling with.
That's 13.
No, you really wouldn't have much of an idea of any elven sorcerer who would know about it.
I think for now we shall just keep hold of it and decide what to do at a later point. I do not feel capable of making that decision as of now.
I agree. I do have magics that can create illusions, so if we do get into a spot of trouble, I can
Absolutely.
make it an illusion, but I must admit, I have made a lot of enemies, and I do not feel confident in myself taking priority over it.
I will hold it, but if we come into a situation where it must be disguised, I must ask you to do that, as I'm unable to.
Okay. Well, it's good we speak similar languages then.
Yes, it is.
No. I believe we've spent enough time here. And... Well, I suppose you're staying with us then, Noble.
I will be staying with you.
Then I apologize in advance for where we most likely will drag you.
Well, I'm simply stuck with you, I think. I do not feel that I could wander the lands on my own with something like this.
No.
Although I don't doubt you have made more enemies than me, I have.
Well,
I do not feel comfortable on my own.
yes.
There is a reason I tried to find safety by joining the Watchers.
I can understand that, but...
However, I did make the wrong choice, I believe that.
By blessing or by curse, you've arrived by us, and are now in possession of that. And
Yes. That.
I simply hope that the enemies from lifetimes past do not decide to pay me a visit anytime soon.
Yes. As do I.
No. I believe we should carry on. I don't want to stay too much longer here, just in case any of their forces decide to double back.
Absolutely. Is there a way out the back of the palace?
Okay. That would be a question you would need to ask
A certain...
Okay, but before you do that, I've been waiting like an hour to do a thing.
Okay, I'm sorry, bro. We had a weirdly long and coherent roleplay there. Okay.
I'm sorry, you asked us to be more in depth.
Perfect. Please do it again more. What were you gonna say first?
No, like since before you started that.
Oh, bro. Okay, sure. Sorry. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I wanna go to Tenebrae, and I'll say I have a feeling that there is more to that crown than just it being a cultural item.
That is more to it, yes.
May I ask what?
That crown was worn by the first king of the Drow, the first one that led our kind into the Underdark. He defined us back when the Drow was simply smelled like all others. It was passed on from king to king, and it has never touched the hand of an outsider or even another race for that matter. And knowing that it is gone is it is a testament to what the Dragonborn have done, I suppose. It brought happiness and peace. It was an icon of our eternal struggle for freedom.
Right, of course.
I must admit I was never aware that... I don't know what that thing in that case is, but the way everyone else reacted, I've never been told anything about anything like that. And having the crown gone is already too much, and the amount of people who have... I don't know how many made it out, if any.
They have. They must.
But I must hope that my father is safe, though sadly I know too much. I know what would have come of him. And that vault was the only one that my key opened. The others did not work. So I do not know why I had access to it, but
I'm still there, right?
yeah, you would have already known that the key didn't work on any of the others.
I may know why. Do you know what it is?
No. I've never seen anything about it or heard about it before. I am concerned, but I trust in the judgment of you and your friends. No, I believe it would be best if we got out. You've all done enough, and we have to make our way out. The way out may take a while, though. Well, at least a day's travel through one of the abandoned tunnels, considering the way out is blocked and, well, the rubble has caved over the way I would usually use, and the way you came to visit me too. So there's no use but to go past the lakes.
Right.
We should tell the others. We should go. I know an emergency exit outside of the palace, but we will have to get to the caves. Well, and so the lakes. Retcon. And we, well, must hope that we live.
Aye.
Okay. What is Rory and Mistral doing currently?
Arguing over who gets to wear the most cloaks.
I don't doubt it.
Like entirely tense scene going on between like these powerful people and this magic artifact.
But
and in
I
the
want
background,
3 cloaks.
If you give me that cloak and I take this one that I have already, I can become the cloak monster.
You're not part of this, okay?
I can just imagine Nistral doing like the thing with the hands, like peekaboo. Like, Rory being really excited.
What do you think they're talking about? Like that really powerful thing they found? What do you think it does?
in all honesty, in that situation, I think Mistral would have kind of been wandering around the room looking at the things that were there.
What, the deck or anything else?
No, not the deck. Just like the stuff in the room. Just kind
There
of
was
like
nothing else
investigating.
in the room. There was armor plating inside, reinforcing the walls for something coming out.
She probably would have also kind of like wandered out of there, I guess, and just kind of like not going too far away from the group, but just kind of minding herself because she
Yeah.
knows that this isn't the
So
conversation she
just sort
probably
of kicking
needs to
around
record.
the very very nice silken black and silver pillow for that.
Well, Rory will be following her.
Okay, yeah, Rory following you like a lost puppy. And
When
you gonna-
after everyone has finished doing whatever you're doing, if you're going to do anything specific or have a...
I want to have another conversation.
Divvy out the money.
Sure. How much does everyone get?
It would be, so the way I had worked it out to work would be everyone would get 5 platinum and Daniels would get, what's it called? 1 platinum and 25 gold.
Okay, so is Tenebrae not getting any?
No, Tenebrae is counted in the 5.
Okay, so everyone including
everyone apart from Daniels is getting 5
Wait,
platinum.
5 platinum and how much gold?
No. Daniels is getting the gold. Like Daniels is just getting the change to make it easier to divide up.
Okay, so is Daniel is getting 25 gold and...
No, he's getting 1 platinum and 25 gold.
Okay, yeah, as you hand it to Daniels, he just goes,
Whoa! I've never had this much money before.
Well, do keep careful of it.
I have 10 platinum.
I will keep careful of it. Thank you very much.
I am going when Spencer leaves.
Careful of your money, boys.
I'm gonna turn to Tenebrae. What was in that vault was a
Are you saying this in undercommon or common?
Yeah.
Okay.
Undercommon. Was a deck
You are
of
still there, and
it's
I
a deck of
can't
many things, right?
understand.
Is that what it's called in this world?
A what?
Is it? It's the deck of many things. Is that what
it
it's
is.
called in the world as well?
Yes.
Is a deck of many things. It's each card is imbued with a magical artifact, a spell powerful enough to kill a god or do something else. It is one of the more powerful magical items.
Most powerful.
Okay, the most powerful.
I'm pretty sure it is actually in D&D. Other than because not even like a wish, nothing less than a wish spell can identify a person who's been voided. So yeah, like.
But also,
Can you wish for a deck of many things with a wish spell?
No.
Ah, shit.
You can only wish for things under a certain gold limit, and a deck of many things is a lot more than that.
How much is a deck of many things worth?
we're not selling a deck of many things.
How much is it worth? No,
If we
how
sell
much
deck
does
of
it
many
cost?
things, we should get so much money if we sold deck of
How
many
much?
things.
One moment.
How
Set
much?
up for life, guys.
We're not selling the deck of many things.
No.
We will make the horde for the
Just
Dragon
the
Queen.
Yeah. How about this? Okay, we sell the deck of many things to like a really dumb person with loads of money, and then we steal it back.
No.
And then we sell it to someone else, and we repeat the cycle until we have all of the money in the world, and then we just pay off dragons to defend it for us.
Word, Jeff Bezos.
You know?
We don't even have to steal it back. We could just make a deck that looks like the deck of many things. Show them the real one and sell them the fake one.
The deck of many things is literally priceless. If
Then
you
we could
could
attack
name
our
your
own
price,
price
and
to
if someone actually believed it was it, they would meet it.
I don't
Bro,
think...
dude, we can just scam people and sell them with selling decks of many things without having the deck of many things.
You can certainly try.
Felix, I have a high enough deception.
Although, to be
modifier.
honest, anyone who's buying a deck of many things is probably pretty good at magic.
Yeah, anybody.
Cast a level 1 spell.
Bruh, if you guys go around, like, all I'm saying, if you guys go around parading the fucking deck everywhere, you're gonna have archmages after you.
We'll just use the deck of many things on them. We'll just draw.
Oh yeah, it's like Yu-Gi-Oh, where you go, I draw this card in attack position. No, you draw a card. It's like you.
No, we take their hand, we beat them into unconsciousness.
Yeah, but what if it's one of the good ones?
An archmage into unconsciousness. Nice joke, bro.
Big strong.
Nova. How about this, guys? I propose something. We use magic to split the deck of many things to the good and the bad, and then we just go around possessing people to pick one of the bad cards. I know that's not how it works, but still.
I'm gonna go up to Oberon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Your mom.
What do you plan to do with the deck?
For now, I plan to do absolutely nothing.
Just, you can see.
Wait, am I still near them?
I'd say yeah.
Can I hear this conversation, or have you guys gone off?
As I met you.
No, I think you can hear this. Unless John's making an effort to...
I'm not making an effort. Because we met like under an hour ago. Which
you met like
over an hour ago.
You met today.
You met like nearly a day ago.
Today or a day ago-ish. Yeah.
Okay, we haven't known each other for more than like 1 day. So
it's true. Maybe we should have someone else look after it, like Tareth or.
Well, you guys haven't known.
Malon is unwilling to take it.
I don't want to take it because of.
Okay, wait, guys. Let's go. I have an idea.
Do you have?
And I kind of take them off to the side a little bit away from.
So Malon speaks up, saying, "I do not want. I personally, I do not want to take it because, as a druid as well as a person of elven blood, I have been alive for hundreds and hundreds of years, and I have made a lot of enemies, and I cannot, in good faith, have the deck of many things in my possession. I do not believe that Cyril should take it because of his patron. I agree that we have not known Oberon for long enough to properly trust him with it.
Does Rory hear this? Can Rory go over?
They've walked off. They have walked off. They are making an effort to stare at the sides. So if you want to eavesdrop, you can, but you'd have to properly get a bit close and try.
Yeah, I will, but I'll sneak.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
Can I?
Fucking hell, guys!
Oh my god, why is everyone listening in on this conversation? For fuck's sake, guys! The smart mages are talking. Leave us alone.
Okay. That is a 20. Not that.
20. Okay, so as you begin creeping closer, Malon turns his head. Fucking druids, man. As he says, "Can we help you, Rory?"
Yeah. I was just wondering what the big deal about this deck of cards is. Can
Well, as he sort of crouches down to a bit closer to your level, it is a very powerful and dangerous magical item that we are debating who should take jury over. And the reason we are being so secretive about it is because we are the ones who have actively realised, obviously, what it is, and realised the gravity of the situation.
I kind of whisper in Malon's ear and say, I think the best person to take it might be either Rory or Mistral.
considering probably Rory, considering they are the only ones who don't know its true power or how to use it.
That sounds like a
Take it.
I do not believe that a literal child should take it, but in
What?
Elven. Sorry.
Yeah,
Retcon
retcon in Elven.
To
yeah,
Malon.
Malon replies in Elven. Well, she's technically not a child. I do agree that might not be the best
Development
course.
is not... development in the reasoning.
Yes, I do agree
seemed
that
to be the greatest.
She seems... her upbringing does not seem that of...
That.
You can't hear this. This is an Elven, Aaliyah.
I know.
But I do not believe we should count her out just yet. I believe
Rory's just kind of
as
glaring,
one
you
moment. You don't know what they're saying.
I know.
No one knows what we're saying. We're speaking Elven.
One moment. Malon, looking at you, Oberon, and only you hear in the back of your head, you hear his voice saying, "And between you and me, Mistral seems slightly more untrustworthy for me personally, considering a previous interaction that was had, considering what happened in a fight." But
can I respond in Elven? I believe we
You
must at some point take a dual night watch and possibly discuss the things that have gone on that I need to know.
Yes, that might be of benefit.
Guys, guys, a good thing is that I can always just fly away if you don't want someone to get it,
Rory, Rory,
You fed a beholder
You
You fed a beholder
Rory,
drugs,
you don't know that
Rory.
we've even...
Rory,
That is a
you simply try to
mistake.
fly
You
away. The people that will come after this will be able to fly faster because of their magic.
They will not just
They'll
be
never
expect the people who
a
want
bird
this.
to have it.
Listen to me. The people who want
Patronizing me.
No, listen.
I'm a fully grown bird.
The people who would want this would be able to kill you in 2 fucking seconds flat.
2 seconds would be long for them, trust me.
Probably less than that.
There are people out there who can kill someone with a single word. There are people who can bend reality to their will, and those people will want this deck of cards. We have to be very careful. We are not patronizing you. We are not we're not making any insult to your intelligence. We are being
Yes,
cautious.
we are.
We are being cautious. And he says in common, I believe we should speak to the rest of them about this. I believe keeping a secret, or at least deciding this on our own, would be unfair. But I believe we should have someone keep hold of it that we know can keep hold of it. I'm actually thinking maybe Tenebrae. As we saw, he disappeared when Mistral startled him. That if that is an ability of his, that could come in rather handy, though I do not believe he would want to hold it. Or have it in his possession.
May I make a suggestion, please?
I doubt he would want to hold it as well, and
I believe that
we have only known him for a short time.
I do not wish.
I have known him for.
Cyril, are you referring to Tenebrae or to Oberon?
They're referring about Tenebrae.
I'm referring to Tenebrae.
Okay.
I have known
Did not
Tenebrae for my pretty much entire life.
Well, you yourself.
Oh, so your childhood loves. That's so sweet.
I definitely.
No offense, Tareth, but
I don't mind blushing.
I believe we've discounted everyone apart from Spencer, and wherever. At least I'm not he's the only one who I don't seem to, who I don't have any reason to discredit.
Yes, that is rather true. He is druidic by nature, and so.
He's been there since session 1.
Yes,
I
he's
believe
been there
that.
the whole time.
I believe that would be an idea. I believe we should get everyone here to discuss this. So, what do you all think?
Do we have?
I would like to make a suggestion briefly.
Go on.
We are still in the Drow City, where there are a lot of Dragonborns, and a lot of half-dragons, and a lot of all sorts of scaly things. I would like to suggest we make it at least an hour or two down the escape tunnel before we sit and have a full discussion of this.
Then, how about we decide the person ourselves, and then we can decide who can keep it indefinitely, or at least
I
for.
think if you're only if they're only holding it for a few hours, then I think you're probably the best person to take it until we find it.
Who are you referring to?
I'm referring to Malon.
Okay. I can agree to this, but I'll have it know that it is not especially willingly.
If we do
Okay.
give it to Spencer, we could put it in a bag of holding. I know.
No.
No. Okay, that does bad
This
stuff.
is a possibly world-ending thing, and you wanted to put it in a pocket dimension.
Right, that does bad stuff. I did not know that.
What do you think of that? I have no idea what that would do. I don't exactly want to find out. If any of you have any idea of what that would do, if it would be fine, I don't know, but I don't exactly feel like.
I do not believe that it would be fine. I think it would be very not fine.
Well then, I'll take possession of it for now. Do you...
Wait, who has it at the moment?
At the moment, Oberon does. He sort of holds his hand out. Do you give it to him?
Oberon. To Malon, sorry, my internet's cut out. What just happened?
You're giving it to Malon.
They decided on Malon having it for now, at least.
Okay.
Yeah, for now, until we have a longer discussion.
Yeah, okay. I hand it to Malon.
Okay.
Sort of carefully making sure it doesn't open or anything, just
Yeah.
like...
He makes sure it's secure, and then he sort of this sort of tab of cloth that he has on his hip. He sort of takes it off and wraps it around it, and then sort of fastens it direct inside of another pouch on his belt, and sort of makes sure that the fasten on that pouch is tight. Well then, I believe we make our exit with utmost haste. Let's hope, as he sort of leans in, putting a bit of a quotation as he puts, "Noble friend."
Who does he lean to say that?
He sort of leans into all of you and says, sort of with quotations, just, "Noble friend has an escape planned out for us."
Oh.
That
Pans over it.
And that is where we're going to pick up next time.
No, come on.
And that is why I suggested we discuss it off, because otherwise we would be here until 10 o'clock debating.
Come on. just a
No,
little bit
I'm
longer.
stopping the recording.
We've had another hour before. We've had a 4-hour session before.
Yeah, but I'm an asshole.
I've had a 7-hour session. Fuck you.